So how can you not know what we all know that natural amber is brown. This is amber right here. I'm showing you an amber bottle. I actually stick stuff in the label being snatched off, but this bottle itself is amber, man. You can't get around that, Esau. You can't get around that. So, what it says, what color was this ethnic group? We know the color. So-called black and brown. What's really is deep brown, deep dark brown. All right, it says, does the Bible say they look like Cushites? Well, of course it says that. How we find it? Woo! Time to get it, baby. It's time to get it. And that's very important too. See, you would never learn this in these so-called churches, man. All right? These so-called churches won't teach you this. This man, Gert Muller, he's like he's so-called white man, probably an Amalekite, one of the so-called Jews. He acknowledges the fact that the Bible said that the children of Israel are like the Ethiopians. Well, up top, we know the root word Ethiopia is Ethiop. It means burnt face. So let's deal with this in the scriptures, though. Amos, my turn to it's like. I'm gonna start at 6. Amos 9:6 says, "It is he that buildeth his stories in the heaven, and hath founded his troop in the earth. He that calleth for the waters of the sea, and poured them out upon the face of the earth. Yahweh is his name." All right, that's the Most High, man, the Creator. All right, it says Yahweh is his name. All right, so verse 7. "Are ye not as children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel, saith Yahweh?" So you go in the blue letter, which I got pulled up, Amos 9:7. He mentioned Cushites, right? It says in the blue letter, it says Ethiopia. It says Cush. It says Kawash in the Hebrew. Kawash. It says Cush, Cushite or Ethiopian. See Cush in their blackness. See Cush in their blackness. I wonder what that's talking about. It says, one of the descendants of Cush, the grandson of Noah, through Ham, and a member of that nation or people. Wait a minute. And it references Genesis the 10th chapter too. Let's go to that. Oh yeah. And see, this is why you Israelites need to be out here listening, man. The truth is coming out. And that's all your Genesis. That's genealogy too. I'm starting at the top. Genesis 10:1. Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and unto them were sons born after the flood. Let's go to Ham. They say it came from Ham, right? Verse 6. And the sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizraim, and Put, and Canaan. So that's why I mentioned the grandson of Noah. And it said his dad was who? Ham. So we know that Cush comes from Ham. Now I got it's a must. I bring out my Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Must have fell out my backpack. Slock, you bear me 1 second. So now it's time to bring out the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary and look up the word Ham. Bible Dictionary. It says Ham. It says hot. It says the youngest son of Noah. Well, you know, the land of Ham, which is known as after the day, it is a hot land because the heat is known for being really hot in temperature, right? So I was formerly known as the land of Ham before it was called Africa. All right. It says Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races. Progenitor means father. So he fathered the dark races. So he became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. Whoa. Wait a minute. So now you got to ask yourself, what if Ham, which, like I said, Ham begat Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. He begat the dark races, not the Negroes. Well, where do the Negroes come from there? Because they're a dark race, man. They're the ones you call black. And it says that Ham is not their father. See what I'm saying? Hello? Not no more, but I'm at camp teaching right now. All right. So like I said, you know, it says he became a progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. So where does these Negroes come from? Because they're obviously a dark race, man. See? You start to begin to see that, well, wait a minute. I thought that because the so-called white man, Esau, calls you Negroes Africans. When they call you African American, I just proved that you're not a fucking African. I just proved that. So why call yourself African American? That's why Hosea 4:6 said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, man. God damn, man. It's right here, man. This ain't a white man's book, man. The Bible is a book of the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites, man. You see? Yeah, you gotta read, man. The scriptures say, blessed is he who readeth. You have to read the book to know what the book is saying. he became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, which are Mizraim, the Ethiopians, Cush, the Libyans, Put, it says in Canaan, and Canaanites. You know Canaan. All right? So that's who they are, man. Not the Negroes, man. All right, so again, still dealing with the word Ethiopian, Ethiopia. Let's put that down now. So we got that understanding of the dictionary. Now let's go and deal with the word Ethiopian again. Still deal with the word Ethiopian. So back in Amos 9:7 it says, "Are ye not as the children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel? Saith Yahweh, have not I brought up Israel out of the land of Egypt?" Yeah, Mizraim. Did not I bring these different shades of brown people out of the hand of the captivity of the Egyptians? The land of bondage. And the Philistines and Captor and the Syrians from Ker. Like I said, because he come out of the Syrians. Now you know what? Syrians are solid brown or different shades of brown people, man. At least originally. Woo. Bang on bang. Now let's go to the book of the New Testament. On the book of Acts, the 8th chapter. Because that was a man that came from Ethiopia. I'll bring this up. Bear with me 1 second. Please bear with me. Bear with me 1 second. I gotta get this, man. I gotta get this. It's important I get this. All right. Acts chapter 8. And verse 27, it says, "And he arose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopia, and eunuch of great authority under Candace, queen of the Ethiopians, who had the charge of all her treasure, and had come to Jerusalem for to worship, was returning and sitting in his chariot, read Esaias the prophet." All right, so this man came from Ethiopia, all right, to worship, all right. Now, why would a man in Ethiopia come to Jerusalem to worship for? Well, you go into our customs, we're supposed to present ourselves, all right, in Jerusalem, all right. I think it's at least 3 times a year for the high holy days, the high holy days of feasts. So no matter what land you are, or no matter what you Israelites was at, we would all come to Jerusalem and to worship. Because why? The city of the most holiest of holy, well, the only holy city really on earth is the city of Jerusalem. Yerushalayim, the city of peace. All right? Because that's the most sacred piece of land on this earth. That's the Holy Land. You got land of Israel, the Holy Land, but the most holy of holies is the land of the city of Jerusalem. All right, let's go to it real quick. Yeah, man. Ain't no Cushite came to worship. I see it said, man, Ethiopia. He had to be Ethiopian, Cushite. Oh man, I don't mean that. First of all, the heathens are forbidden to even worship with us, man. Why do you think Yahweh shot this to woman at the well? Bend down here. Frank! Alright, let's go. Hell yeah, man. And that's something, man. People always, Africa ain't no goddamn motherland. That dirty, filthy land. Galatians 4:26, it reads, it says, but Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. See? Because why? Jerusalem is the center of the Garden of Eden. When you go back into when the earth was one, or I should say Pangea. The center of the garden was Jerusalem, man. You see? And so once the flood happened, and after the flood, all right, who kept that particular piece of land? Who that land was promised to? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You see? But he went to Jerusalem to worship, man. All right? Because it even goes on to say in the book of Acts. Let's go to it real quick. Sit that down for a second. Acts 2 and 1. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. Man, yo, hello? Yeah. Okay, we gotta wait till I'm done. All right. She should have told me when it's done, I'll call it. I'll see it done. From Acts 2 and 1, Slakia. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. And there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as of fire, and it sat upon each of them. And they were all filled with the Holy Ghost, and began to speak other tongues, and the Spirit gave them utterance. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven. Well, out of every nation, right? Well, going Going in the scriptures, looking at the captivities we went to, what was one of the curses? You know the book of curses? The Lord will scatter us among all nations. Well, let's get there. Real quick precept. Deuteronomy 28, and I almost turned right to it. Deuteronomy 28, 64. It says, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth, even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So the Lord said he will scatter us among all people. So that's the reason why you had Israelites coming out, or Jews coming out of Ethiopia, Syria, Libya, all right, Persia. It goes on to say, verse 5, and there were dwelling at Jerusalem devout men out of every nation under heaven. Now when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language. And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, behold, are not all these who speak Galileans? Meaning what? Are they all not Israelites? They came from different lands? But they came to Jerusalem to worship on the day of Pentecost. Now that's why I read the book of Acts, the 8th chapter. You got a man that came out of Ethiopia. You see? Which means burnt face. So like I said, a Jew came out of Ethiopia and came to worship the Father, man. Ain't that something? Alright? And then, you know what? To go even further, let's go to let's bring up Moses, man. Let's bring out Moses. Because Moses lived in the house of Pharaoh. All right, Moses lived in the house of Pharaoh. And we know that Ham begat the Egyptians, the Canaanites, the Cushites, the Libyans, right? And so Ham means hot, right? And then we know it's dark, right? It's hot and burnt, right? So the word Ethiop or Ethiop means burnt face, right? We know the so-called Africans are dark people, right? It says, let's go return to a slot here. Exodus chapter 1. Let's see here. I'm going to start at, let me see, this is the first chapter. Exodus chapter 2, I'm going to start at the top. It says, and there went a man of the house of Levi and took to wife a daughter of Levi, and the woman conceived and bare a son. And when she saw him that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months, because Pharaoh had ordered to kill the sons. All right. Read up in the first chapter, a new Pharaoh had arose, and he sent out order for the midwives to kill the Israelite boys. So this of course put fear upon our people, and then those that were wise went to hide their sons. And so this is talking about Moses' parents right here. It says verse 9. Now therefore behold. Let me see where I'm at. It says, and the woman conceived and bare a son, and she And when she saw him that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months. And when she could no longer hide him, she took for him an ark of bulrushes, and daubed it with slime and with pitch, and put the child therein, and she laid it in the flags by the river's brink. And his sister stood afar off to wit what would be done to him. And the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river, and her maidens walked along by the riverside. And when she saw the ark among the flags, she sent her maid to fetch it. And when she had opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the babe wept. And she had compassion on him, and said, This is one of the Hebrews' children. Then said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, Shall I go and call to thee a nurse of the Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child for thee? And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, Go. And the maid went and called the child's mother. And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, Take this child away and nurse it for me, and I will give thee thy wages. The woman took the child and nursed it. And the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she called his name Moses, which means to be drawn, right? And she said, Because I drew him out of the water. And it came to pass in those days, when Moses was grown, that he went out unto his brethren and looked on their burdens, and he spied an Egyptian smiting Hebrew, one of his brethren. So basically, Moses grew up in the house of Moses grew up in the house of Pharaoh. All right, and Pharaoh didn't notice it. You know why? They the same complexion. All right. The Egyptians, which today are the people of South Sudan, you got the Watusis, Zulus. You got the Upper Tusis, but the Sudanese people and whoever stemmed from them, they're the original Egyptians. Very tall, very dark. This guy Manu Bull is an Egyptian. That's why he was a scrub in the NBA. If we got an Egyptian, he was a scrub. He couldn't play. He had no soul. He had no rhythm. He had no bounce and step or nothing. All right? And so, the point is, how can Moses grow up in Pharaoh's house and Pharaoh not know it? So how the hell can you deal with the fact that when it was time to perform miracles, I'm going to jump over to the 4th chapter, right? How did Moses, when he came to Pharaoh, the Lord told Moses to go to Pharaoh and tell what? Pharaoh to let his people go. All right. So when the Lord came to Moses, Moses asked the Lord, "Who is it?" All right. Maybe 1 second. Let me grab some water. Slack. Exodus 4:1. And Moses answered and said, But behold, they will not believe me, nor hearken to my voice, for they will say, The Lord hath not appeared to thee. Lord said to him, what is that in thine hand? And he said, a rod, or a staff. So he said, the same thing, rod, staff, same thing. Verse 3, and he said, cast it on the ground, and he cast it on the ground, and it became a serpent. And Moses fled from before it. Yeah, it became a serpent snake. So of course, naturally he fled from it. Verse 4, and the Lord said to Moses, put forth thine hand and take it by the tail. So Moses, it says, put forth thine hand and take it by the tail, and he put forth his hand and caught it, and it became a rod in his hand. So the Lord told Moses, grab the tail of the snake, or the serpent, right? Same thing. And he grabbed the tail of it, and it turned into a rod again. Right? Verse 5, that they may believe that the Lord power of their fathers, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob, had appeared unto thee. Verse 6, and the Lord said furthermore unto him, put now thine hand into thine bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom, and when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow. The word leprous means white. It says as snow. So how the hell can Moses put his hand in his bosom, take it out, and it's white? They kept it out of the movie the other apostles brought that out years ago about the movie about Moses, and they left that part of the movie out because that was one of the powers, or one of the ways the Lord showed his power to Moses, by the staff and by putting his hand in his bosom, or his garment. So the Lord said furthermore to him, put now thy hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom, and when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow. And he said, put thine hand into thy bosom again. And he put his hand into his bosom again, and plucked it out of his bosom. And behold, it was turned again as his other flesh. See? Man. It says, verse 8, and it shall come to pass that they will not believe thee, neither hearken to the voice of the first sign, that they will believe the voice of the latter sign.